What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Quincy Bowl Sports, and today we are doing a college basketball tier list, and I'm very excited to do this video. I really think you guys are going to do it. I found this on tiermaker.com. You probably have seen videos like this in the past. This 2019-20 college basketball teams tier maker list, and I adjusted these columns over here. We're going to do all of these teams. We're going to talk about all of them and their tournament potential, their ceiling, and their roof. Because
the ceiling is the roof.
we're going to talk about how far these teams could go, what their ceiling is, what their roof is. Y'all know what I'm saying. But the tiers. We have Final Four tier. We have Elite 8, Sweet 16, Round of 32, and the dreaded, terrible, some teams might never come back from it, the NIT. So, I say we get right into the teams. First team is Arizona. Now, I'm going to put them in the Sweet 16 tier. I think they're the best of the Pac-12 teams. I don't like the Pac-12. I would put a lot of conferences above the Pac-12. Even the Atlantic 10, I think I'd put above the Pac-12. But I think Arizona with Nico Mannion, he could probably win you a game by himself. And maybe if they end up getting like a 6 seed, I think they could. I think that this is a reasonable expectation for Arizona. LSU, I'm going to put in the Elite 8 tier. I think LSU is a legit contender. I had them in the Final Four by latest bracketology, but they did lose to Auburn. I like their chances. I'm not going to put them in the Final Four tier because I think we should save that for the truly elite teams. LSU could definitely get there, but they made the Sweet 16 last year, and I think they're a way better team this year. They have their coaching spot a little bit more secured. Last year they had that coaching drama going on in the tournament. I like LSU. I think they're a dangerous team. Ooh, North Carolina. I'm sorry, but you guys are in the NIT tier. Unless you guys take a miracle run to win the ACC, which I don't see happening. I think that's going to be the ceiling for you guys. I'm sorry. I hate to see it. You guys will be back next year. I like how North Carolina's like 10-13 and everyone's acting like the sky is falling. Like it's one bad year. You guys are going to be okay. Michigan, I'm going to go with the round of 32/round of 64 tier. I don't think they have the star power and eliteness to break into that Sweet 16 tier. This is sort of like the cutoff line. For like the Sweet 16 and 32, that's sort of like the cutoff. I don't really see Michigan doing that much noise in the tournament. They're looking to be about an 8 or a 9. They can win that 8 or 9 seed, but if they match up with a Baylor or a Dayton or a San Diego State or a Duke, I don't see them having much fun. So I'm going to put them in that tier. Villanova, I'm going to go Elite 8 tier for them. I'm really high on Villanova. They're very well coached by Jay Wright. I really think that they can make some noise in this tournament. I think Elite 8 is a possibility, but I don't think that Final Four is going to be in Villanova's future, although it could happen. I do like the way they're coached. And plus, there's going to be more than 8 teams in this tier. I hope you know that. Ohio State, I'm going to put them in the same boat as Michigan in the round of 32/round of 64 tier. I think that, they were looking so good at the start of the year, and they really haven't been playing well in the Big Ten. I think they're about the same as Michigan. They'll get an 8 or a 9 seed, and they can maybe break through in the first round, but I don't think they can break through to that Sweet 16 tier. Utah State. Now, I could put them in the NIT, but I do think that they're going to make the tournament, and I'm going to go with the round of 32 tier. I think that they can make the Sweet 16. I just don't see it happening for them. I think it's a possibility. I just don't. They were like, 15 at one point this year, and they kind of have fallen off. They're going to probably be a play-in team, and I think this is as far as they'll go. Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's really overrated, but they shouldn't have been in the tournament last year, but they got it and won their first-round game. But I don't see them breaking through to the Sweet 16 at all. Cincinnati. I want to go NIT. They've been really playing well as of late. I don't think they can make it far enough in the American Conference Tournament. That's why I'm going to go with NIT for Cincinnati. San Diego State, they are a true Final Four contender. 25-0, I think they are. They beat New Mexico yesterday. I really like the way this team plays. They have a lot of studs on that team. It's like they've been struggling a little bit in the Mountain West, but then they could go on a run at any point. But then again, if they get overconfident, they could be here. But I really think that San Diego State is a legit contender. I mean, they haven't lost for a reason. They are an awesome team to watch. They shoot the ball very well, and I think that they are a Final Four threat. Michigan State, my Spartans, we're going to go Elite 8 tier. I think if this team really wants to play together and get focused, they could definitely be up here. But I'm going to put them in the Elite 8 tier for now. I mean, so they were up 20 on Illinois last night. This was an amazing game. Illinois isn't on this list. There are some good teams that aren't on this list, like Colorado isn't on there. Dayton isn't on here, but here's the thing. This is Davidson. We're going to use them as Dayton because I really want to talk about Dayton. So Davidson will be marked as Dayton. They're basically the same thing. So, Michigan State, I want to give major props to Rocket Watts, a guy that I have criticized and basically thrown under the bus a lot this season. He came up against Illinois, and he showed out, dropped 21, a career high. Props to Rocket Watts, Xavier Tillman with a walk-off dunk, but the fact that we blew a 20-point lead is very concerning in that. If we would have held on for like a 20-point win, I'd put us here, but I think that this is fine for Texas Tech. Texas Tech, I'm going to go Sweet 16 tier. I want to go Elite 8 tier because Chris Beard gets his teams ready for the tournament. He coached Arkansas Little Rock and played well with them, won't beat Purdue. They've struggled like against Kansas and Kentucky, some elite teams. They're going to probably have to run into one of those in the Sweet 16, so I think that's the cap for them. Gonzaga, you already know about them. They're a Final Four contender. I really like the way they've been playing. I think that, who's on their team? I can't really remember any players, but they've just been rolling through the West Coast Conference. They have some good out-of-conference wins against like Oregon, and they really are still an elite contender. I have them in the Final Four tier. Iowa, I'm going to go round of 32. I'm not high on Luka. You can't even see that. I'll hold him down here for a second. I don't really like Luka Garza that much. I think he's a little overrated, I'm not going to lie. But I don't see much of it. I don't see the potential in Iowa. I'm sorry, I don't see it. Round of 32 tier. Baylor, elite Final Four contender. What's his name? Jared Butler and company. All of Baylor's players are like transfers. They are all playing with chips on their shoulders. They are elite. I really think that Baylor, they're the rightful number one team if you ask me, and they've just been firing on all cylinders. Purdue, I'm gonna go round of 32 tier. Last week it would have been here. But now I think that round of 32 / round of 64 will be fair for them. They've really gotten it together, and I think that a tournament berth is going to be good for them. This is Dayton, okay, not Davidson. This is going to be Dayton, and they're a Final Four contender. I think that Dayton, right now, in my latest bracketology, they were my pick to win the championship. They have the best player that's going to be playing in the tournament, probably the best player in the country, Obi Toppin, and I'm going to make an argument that Jalen Crutcher is also a top 10 player. This team, they play as a team. They jumped out to like a 17-0 run on Rhode Island. I think they are legit Final Four contender for Davidson. Virginia, I'm going to actually go Sweet 16 tier. I think they're going to make the tournament as like an 11 seed, but they are very well coached by Tony Bennett. I think if they get their stuff together come tournament time, that's not going to be a team you want to face. They've obviously been here before. They've gotten the monkey off their back. They won a national championship. I think that they can make it all the way to the Sweet 16. Virginia Tech, sorry Tech fans, you guys are not making the tournament. NIT. St. Mary's, we're going to go round of 32. They're right now projected to be, I think, an 8 seed or a 9 seed. I can maybe see them winning a first-round game, but if they have to run into a 1 seed, I don't see them having that upset potential. Tennessee, we're going to go with NIT tier. They're not making the tournament. Kansas, elite Final Four contender. Devin Dotson, this guy is a stud. I'm telling you, this man can ball. Udoka Azubuike and everyone, what's his name? Garrett's also really good. I like the potential that Kansas has. You know they're an elite Final Four contender. Memphis, it's either here or here. I'm going to actually go with NIT. I don't think Memphis is going to make the tournament because there's so many good teams in the American Conference. Some of them I don't even have on here, like Tulsa. They beat them by 40. I don't have Wichita State on here. I don't have Penn State on here. I'm going to say Penn State is an Elite Eight contender. They are looking very good. They won back-to-back games at the Breslin Center and at Mackey. Tough places to play in the Big Ten. Penn State isn't on here, but I have them in the Elite Eight tier. Elite Eight tier. Kansas State not making the tournament, sorry. Louisville, Final Four contender. David Johnson, Stephen Enoch, they are studs. Jordan Nwora, best player in the ACC, if you ask me. Louisville is full of elite players on their team. They're playing some of the best basketball they have in a long time. Louisville, elite Final Four contender. Maryland, I'm going to go Elite Eight because I don't think they're better than... it's these top teams up here. I don't think that Maryland is... I don't think they're good enough to break through into that mainstream. I think they have the potential to, and I'm really... Of these 4 Elite Eight teams I have in here, they're by far the best. I'm so close to breaking them through up here, but I'm going to hold it at Elite 8 tier. If we do another one of these and they start to play better, I think they could definitely be in that Final Four conversation. But for now, I'm going to stick with Elite 8. Duke. I'm actually going to put Duke in Elite 8 tier as well because they have looked shaky in some games this year. They definitely did not look good against... Actually, they lost to Stephen F. Austin. They looked really shaky against North Carolina. I think there's a good possibility Duke gets upset. Once they get past the round of 16, they're probably going to make the Final Four. But I think, I just think Elite 8 is the cap for this team. That was the cap last year, and they were amazing. I don't see them breaking into this Final Four category. Washington, sorry, boys, you're not making the tournament. VCU, I think, will make the tournament, but I don't see them getting past the round of, I don't see them getting past the round of 32. I'll put them in that tier. Texas, they might make the tournament, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. They're really going to have to improve their game right now, NIT tier. Marquette, I'm going to go Sweet 16 tier. Marcus Howard is legit. I really like the way he plays. I like what Marquette has going. They are firing on all cylinders at this point. I'm close to breaking them into Elite 8 tier, but I really don't think that they're that elite. No pun intended. So I'm going to keep Marquette in Sweet 16 tier. Seton Hall. I'm telling you right now, Final Four contender. Seton Hall, Quincy McKnight, and Miles Powell can win you a game on their own. I want to see them play Dayton so badly. Obi Toppin versus Miles Powell, and then Quincy McKnight and Jalen Crutcher. Those would be amazing matchups. But Seton Hall is my favorite to win the Big East. They got a huge win at Villanova recently. I like the way they've been playing. Seton Hall, legit team, Final Four contender. I think they're better than Maryland and Duke. I really do. Creighton. We're going to go Sweet 16 for them. I like the way they've been playing. They beat Villanova in a tough game. I don't see them really breaking through into the Elite 8 tier, but I think Sweet 16 is definitely a safe assumption for the Blue Jays. They've been playing some good basketball. Auburn, I'm going Final Four. Auburn, they've really been looking good for me. They have really turned it up this year. They've only lost 2 games. They're the most underrated team in the country. Changed my mind. They have only lost 2 games all year long. And they were 2 tough road games to Florida and Alabama. I really think Auburn is a true Final Four contender. Now, obviously, only 4 of these teams are going to make it, but these teams all have Final Four potential, if you ask me. Syracuse, I would have put them here, but they choked a huge game against NC State yesterday. They really needed to win that game because NC State is sitting on the bubble with them. They really blew that chance, and now I don't think they'll make the tournament. Wisconsin, I'm going Sweet 16 here. And I really think that if they're like a 7 seed, I can see them upsetting like a 2 seed. I like the way Wisconsin plays. They have been very good in the Big Ten this year. I like the way they have been playing. I really like what they're doing. All right, next we have Alabama, and they are not going to make the tournament. Mississippi State, they might make the tournament, but right now I'm going to say no. NIT. Florida State, I want to put them in the Final Four, but I'm going to hold them back in the Elite 8 tier. That was tough. I really like the way they've been playing. They did lose a big game at Duke. Held that game close, though. They really showed up in that game. I just don't see them breaking up into the mainstream with these top teams up here. I think these top teams, this year in college basketball, I think is so special because all the teams are so tightly packed. This is going to be the best March Madness we've seen in a while. But I'm just going to hold Florida State back here. All of these teams, honestly, can make the Sweet 16 or even the Final Four. I mean, that's just how tightly contested this year in college basketball is. Florida, the Gators. I think that they're going to get their stuff together, and I think they're going to make the tournament. I'm not going to put them in the NIT tier. I really think that they're going to come out. I think they'll get a play-in game, but I don't see them getting past the round of 32. Iowa State, your reigning Big 12 champs, not having a great season so far. We're going to go NIT for you guys. Indiana, I don't see them breaking into this Sweet 16 threshold. I'm going to hold them back at the round of 32 tier. Kentucky, ooh. Let's see. On this list, they've beaten Louisville. I don't think they've played any other of these teams. Man, I want to put them right here, but I like Ashton Hagans and the way he plays, and Tyrese Maxey can bomb it from deep. They're a Final Four contending team. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like Kentucky. I don't want to do it, but I really think they have the potential to make it into that Final Four discussion. Kentucky, Final Four caliber. Let's just get Kansas State out of the way. They're not making the tournament. Oregon. I'm going to go Sweet 16. I think they definitely can make it that far. I don't see them breaking up into the Elite 8 tier. So, I mean, Peyton Pritchard's really good. They made the Sweet 16 last year. They're better this year, if you ask me, but I just don't see them making the Elite 8. And our last team is a big wild card, Houston. They embarrassed Wichita State the other day, and they are definitely looking very good. I definitely think they can make the Sweet 16, but I don't think that they're going to break into the Elite 8. So we're going to go Houston Sweet 16 tier. And that's the completed tier list. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, this could go either way. Maryland probably could be up here. Duke probably could be up here. Kentucky maybe should be down here. Auburn maybe, Seton Hall. Like, these three teams and these three teams, you could, like, interchange. I mean, it is so tightly contested up here. Even down here, any of these teams can make the Sweet 16. We are ready. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the craziest, most tightly contested March Madness brackets we've ever seen. But, like, some teams that weren't on here. Colorado, I'm putting in round of 32 tier. Not a huge fan of them. Penn State, I'm putting in Elite 8 tier. They have been looking very, very good. They're a force to be reckoned with. So, I don't know, whoever created this probably made this at, like, the start of the season because, like, Memphis is on here, and I don't know. It doesn't matter. But this is the completed tier list. I'll put a link to this in the description below. I changed these over here. So, if you want to make your own tier list with these teams, I will put the link in the description below. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.